our views. I'll quickly run you through, and then after which Max may have something to say. So we have prepared in, like you've seen, we have sections, starting with introduction. The animal health amendment bill number 4 of 2025 provides for the amendment of the Animal Health Act number 2010, so as to revise the manner of identifying and tracing an animal product and animal byproduct. So this act may be cited as the Animal Health and shall be read as one with the Animal Health Act of 2010. In this act referred to as the Principal Act. Section 2 of this Principal Act is amended by the insertion of the following new definition in the appropriate place in alphabetical order. Traceability has the meaning assigned to the word in the Animal Identification Act of 24. In short, Identification and Traceability System managed under the Animal Identification and Traceability Act 2024 for the purposes of A, disease control, and identification and traceability of animal product and animal byproduct. Further, Chair, ramification of the Animal Health Bill number 4 of the 2025. ZARI is one of the partners in the Ministry of Agriculture, as you are aware, Chair, and its headquarters is at Nakuru in Chiranga. Our overall objective, as you may know, is to generate technologies in different areas, including crop, soil and water sectors. The purpose is to increase agricultural productivity and diversify production. So what we look at includes development of local sustainable farming systems for all major ecological zones and sizes, from small to commercial farmers. Division: improvement in agronomy, then we have plant protection, then we have farming systems and social sciences, and we also have the plant protection division. So the ramifications for the Animal Health Act of 2025 are mainly linked to the food safety concerns for ZARI and can be broken down in the following traceability value chains. The first one, aflatoxins contaminated feed and feed to animals, pesticide contamination of feed, food storage, preservation and processing, and lastly testing of genetically modified organisms. So aflatoxins, starting with the first one, aflatoxins contaminated feed to feed to animals. As you may be aware, Chair, aflatoxins are metabolites produced by toxigenic strains of fungi which grow in soil. The fungi are those produced by Aspergillus flavus, some by Aspergillus parasiticus, that are found in the soils or on decaying vegetative. Toxins fungal during crop production, harvest, storage, and processing. So what it means is that dietary exposure to aflatoxins may result in severe toxic and carcinogenic outcomes in humans and animals, as well as animal product and animal byproduct. So aflatoxins in nature pose serious health concerns with livestock and fish feed, with aflatoxin contaminated feed having been shown to have reduced productivity, increased mortality, as it were. Most crops and crop products used as feed for livestock are usually affected by fungal infections that produce aflatoxins, which in turn affects the food value chain through reduced livestock growth rates. Like I said, Chair, these aflatoxins are also found in the soil, where the fungi also reside. So aflatoxins contamination in major cereals and legume crops poses significant food safety and public health issues in Zambia. Aflatoxins contaminate dietary staples such as maize, groundnuts, rice, and cassava. Those are some of the crops in which aflatoxins may be encountered. Further, Chair, aflatoxins transferred through consumed reportedly resist decomposition or catabolism in animal digestive systems, hence permitting these aflatoxins to persistently occur in meat, eggs, milk, and dairy products. Additionally, economic losses may occur in domestic markets if the government does not move to protect the livestock sector through awareness creation about the risk of aflatoxin contaminated food and feed stuffs. In 2024, I think most of us heard about this. Zambia experienced a suspected aflatoxin outbreak involving death of about 100 dogs that had consumed maize-based feed. Following this incident, the government tested dog maize meal destined for human consumption. 31% of maize meal for human consumption contained aflatoxin levels above the permissible 10 microgram per kg, which is quite high. As a result, the government recorded 70,000 tons of maize meal. Much as there is no specific limit for aflatoxin in dog feed, the human food limit was applied to a similar record of 15,000 tons of dog feed. As a result, Chair, the entities associated with the affected communities suffered economic losses. ZARI has undertaken several research initiatives contributing to the octogenic strains that outcompete aflatoxin. I should say here, Chair, that some of the aflatoxins, like I mentioned, aspergillus flavors that produces the aflatoxins, those are the strains, but there are also strains that do not produce the aflatoxins. Similarly, they are also called aspergillus flavors, just different strains which outcompete with those that are producing aflatoxins in the soils. Therefore, Chair, traceability reference in this bill for such materials will need to be extended as such in order to ensure food and feed safety in the entire value chain of feed. The indiscriminate use of a wide range of hundreds of pesticides belonging to dozens of chemical families and contained in the thousands of formulations for the intelligent management of insect pests of crops earmarked for inclusion in the production of animal feed cannot be overemphasized. Several different pesticides may be used on the same product, resulting in multiple residues in the same food. This results in residues in foods of plant origin. Pesticide residues present in animal fodder such as hay or feed ingredients may result in the contamination of foods of animal origin, for example in milk and milk, leading to residue contents that exceed regulatory limits. The consequences of using pesticides for food production and the realization that some foods do contain pesticide residues are of paramount importance to today's health-conscious consumers. Specifically, the public continues to voice its concerns by ranking pesticide residue as one of the top 5 food safety issues. As such, Chair, our institute carries out a number of field surveillances from time to time and preparation methods for extraction, pre-concentration, isolation of pesticides from various crops.
Thank you, yes. Director.
Yes.
You have a few minutes to wind up. If you can summarize, we will really appreciate.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. Like I said, ZARI does carry out research service, including surveillance in some of these issues. So ZARI promotes the approved uses of pesticide following good agricultural practices that result in pesticide residues below maximum residue limits permissible in the country. I'll go to food storage, preservation and processing. Like I mentioned, the key divisions, plant protection, which anchors the food storage and preservation unit. Also, under this unit, we actually look at different technologies. Some of the technologies include ensuring that the food that is produced or crops that are produced in Zambia are stored in a well, safe and secure environment. These technologies are being promoted among the farmers and various stakeholders, so that food security is also enhanced. So to enhance and maintain quality of feed that would be developed for the animals, traceability would be considered, as well as it will have ramification in the feed conservation, storage and processing that has profound effects on the quality of animal product and animal byproduct. I'll now move to GMO testing. Like, as you are aware, Chair, National Biosafety Authority is a custodian of this law, and they are mandated to work around genetically modified organism. Therefore, ZARI, through the plant pathology unit, that is Plant Protection Division, acts as a LIFRO laboratory for the testing of non-genetically modified organisms as feed, as a requirement by some importing countries. This also provides a platform for Zambia to export crops to those importing countries. In concluding, Chair, the Animal Health Bill number 4 of 2025 is very important, more especially to our country, as it impacts on increasing animal production for local and foreign markets. Therefore, the issue of traceability is cardinal inclusion in this bill. It will ensure that quality control and risk mitigation, compliance and legal requirements, efficiency and cost reduction, enhanced consumer certification and fraud prevention are addressed. However, for the bill to be effectively implemented, traceability ramification affecting the agricultural sector in the area of aflatoxin contamination of feed to animals, pesticide contamination of feed, food storage, preservation and processing, and testing for GMO will need to be that. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much. Before we do our reactions, the two members of Parliament will ask them to introduce. You know, my chairman is here, so I need the chairman must introduce himself. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michelo Kasauta, Member of Parliament for Wengo constituency in Monze District. Yes, and I happen to be the chairperson of this committee, but my vice is doing a very good job. Honorable Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson Andrew Tengwa is my name, Member of Parliament for Kabata.
Honorable members, you went through this submission. Can I have your reactions, questions, observations? I'm not seeing anything. You see, Zari, your presentation is quite clear. And I know the members read and they comprehended it. So I think we would like to thank you so very much for giving us such a clear presentation and very, very comprehensive. Unless if you would like to say something.
Thank you, Chair. We are just thankful that you considered us to give a reaction on the bill. We are most sincerely grateful. I don't know, maybe my members would want to say one or two things. Members, anything to say?
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
As we come to the end, our immunity is withdrawn. And thank you so much for attending the meeting.
Thank you.
Parliament TV, the station that is dedicated to bringing Parliament closer to you. And that was a submission.